My name is Lillian Smith, and this is my injury prevention video for my personal project. Before we get started, I would love to give you a brief overview on what this video will be about. We're going to start off with some exercises that you can do to help strengthen yourself, and especially strengthen your core. Then, I'm going to talk about some tips that you can do to help prevent your injuries. Next, I will move on to be answering some questions that other dancers have asked me. This first exercise is going to be with a TheraBand. This exercise will start out simple, but you can continue making it harder and longer as you go. Take your TheraBand, wrap it around 2 feet. Slowly roll through your toes, your ball, and your heel, and back up. Repeat this over and over again. You can also do this exercise with one foot. This will make it harder on that foot. Make sure to do it on both feet so that it's equal in between them both. Keep your legs straight and your knees all the way flexed. Here's a side view. Make sure to keep slowly rolling through your feet. You can also do this exercise with your legs in the air. Make sure to keep them at an exact 90-degree angle and do the exact same exercise as you did on the floor, keeping your knees straight and your legs straight. Planks are very important. Planks are an essential exercise to strengthen your core. Your elbows should be bent at 90 degrees in front of you, and both forearms should be resting at the floor. As you see, I am adjusting my body position to make sure that I am a flat line and my weight is extending through my heels. Only my toes should touch the floor and my forearms. This position is incorrect. I am not in a flat line and my back is way too far up. Now I am too low. Next is the Pilates roll-up. You should be lying flat. Reach your arms up to the sky and slowly roll up in a C curve. Roll up and roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae. You should inhale before you roll up. Then, as you roll up, you should be exhaling. This breathing will help with the exercise. The goal of hip bridging is to keep your torso very straight when you're in the air. This will strengthen your core, your back, and your legs. Your knees should be parallel and a hip distance apart. When you go up, make sure to stay in a straight line. But just like the last exercise, roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Hold this position and breathe. Now roll back down.
connais mon corps, et moi je t'aime pas plus fort, mais il m'aime mon cœur, et moi je t'aime pas plus fort, il m'a glissé.
Now we're going to move on to the tips section of this video. So, this one's about tying your point shoes. It's very important to tie your point shoes in the correct spot. Many people do it many different ways. This is how I like to do it. So, when you tie them, some people like to tie their point shoes to the back, as such. This is right here, over your Achilles. This is not good. This can cause many, many injuries. You can get tendinitis, and you can also get serious Achilles problems. It puts pressure on your Achilles. So where I like to tie mine is right here. There's a little squishy spot, and it's not in near any important bone or any important tissue or muscle. It's just right in this little spot. So I tie mine right here. I don't tie it too tight because this can cut off my circulation and then still be hitting my Achilles. And I don't tie it too loose because you can really have serious ankle problems if it's too loose. I also, when I tuck it in, I tuck it right in that same spot so we're not putting any pressure at all on the Achilles or any surrounding muscles. This next tip is for when you're on point. When you're on point, it is very important to make sure that you stay over the center of your box. Your box is the hard and the flat part on the front of your point shoe. It's what you stand on when you go on point. Be very careful not to roll in or to roll out. Rotating like this is very bad for your ankles and for your foot. When you go up, make sure to maintain the same alignment. Throughout the whole entire ballet class, this alignment should apply, but it is most important when you're on point. Roll up straight and roll back down in the same manner. Now, how you do this is engaging your core. Your core was what we engaged when we did those exercises earlier. Now I'm going to show you it from the side view. Make sure to also pull up from your legs. Think of your whole entire body pulling up from your inner thighs and from the muscles on the insides of your knee. When you roll up and you roll down, it should be with resistance. This will also help with the alignment of your feet and your whole body. As you go down, think of not wanting to touch the floor. Slowly, slowly, your heels touch. You roll up in the same way. Think of your heels being attached to the floor and you're pulling them off. This takes a lot of strength from your feet. Doing those TheraBand exercises, as we did earlier in the video, will also help with this. It all comes together. This next portion of the video, I'm going to be answering some questions that fellow dancers have asked me. This first question is, what are some signs that you see when you have an injury coming on, and what should you do about them? Personally, for me, I get injured the most in my feet. When I have an injury coming on in my foot, I usually feel either sharp or dull pains, usually within my foot and not on the outside. When I get home, I will ice my feet for about 20 minutes, and I will either put them in an ice bath or use an ice pack. After that, a step that a lot of people don't do is heating your feet. Heating your feet makes the blood flow to the injury and it will help it recover faster. Sometimes I will also take a salt bath. These three things are three important things that I do when I feel an injury coming on, and they usually help. This next question is, how should a dancer properly warm up before class? Warming up before class is very important. Warming up before class includes light stretching and some core exercises. Your core is what holds your whole body up during dance. It is your stability. Everything you do relates back to your core. Your core is the center. What I suggest is doing some planks and the other exercises that were mentioned earlier in the video. Also do some light stretching, maybe some butterflies or starting to do your splits, but not too much before class. Now after class is when you need to do your deep stretching. Your body is warm and you're not going to injure anything if you're careful. I also love to roll out. Rolling out is very good for your muscles. It helps gently loosen tight fascia and release everything from dance class. So this first one is longer. I use this for my legs. So you want to press down, and you're going to have to press down pretty hard. It might feel a little uncomfortable, but your legs are probably going to be very tight, so you'll know when it's working. And I do this to my whole entire legs. The next one I use is for my feet. This one, I roll out standing on it, and I press down hard. It has little spikes. I do this on both my feet plenty of times. Another good tip is to do this on the carpet. That way, they roll easier. The last one is a tiny little ball. This one has much more spikes. It hurts a little bit more, but it's also really, really good for your feet. You need to roll out all of your foot, not just the center. Your heel and your ball and the center of your feet. This last thing I like to do after class is for my calves. In personal experience, my calves have gotten very tight. I have very tight calf muscles to begin with. So you stand like this in a parallel position. One foot in front and one foot behind. Bend your front leg. You should feel tightness in the back of your calf. Also, with your core, injury prevention is an important step to help extend your ballet career. A little bit of injury prevention goes a long way. Doing these exercises 2 to 5 times a week and using these tips can really help reduce your risk of injuries. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please share it with others, as I am extremely passionate about helping other dancers prevent injuries.